Guys, you're listening to The Horror Show with Sean and Joe. This is Felissa Rose. Be afraid, very afraid.
Awesome.
Hello everybody and welcome to The Horror Show, a show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Welcome, Joe.
You're in my house.
Yeah, that is true. Welcome to me. Guys, thanks for your patience. Thanks for your patience on waiting for this new episode. Some things came up, personal stuff.
Yeah.
Life comes in the way, and yes.
We're here.
We're here. I want to give a shout out to Tina.
My fiance.
Yeah. We love you. And that's it. That's all we're going to say, I think. But yeah, we're back. And there might be some other delays coming up this month. A big month.
It is a big month, yeah.
Crazy shit going on. Joe's got tons to deal with on top of being married.
Getting married this month, yeah.
Fuck, that's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, I figured that all this shit would come down now, but
yeah, I know. Sorry about the delay. Thank you for your patience.
yeah, and I'll apologize in advance. Like we said, it's been a long week, so I'm a little tired and off my game if I have any game, so I apologize.
Yeah, that's to assume either of us have anything. We'll be like, oh, sounds exactly the same.
You still suck.
You still suck. Get out of my face. We are the what are we? We are the pure reason why podcasts.
Oh
suck. Yeah, I want to put that like on our shirt, our first shirt,
glowing review.
Like
someone
below
left on our Facebook.
below it, just a quote. It's just the pure reason why podcasts suck. I still think it's a compliment. Like, even if it is meant to be an insult, take that as a compliment. Because if you hate all podcasts, if you're saying all podcasts are terrible,
because of us,
and we are like the epitome of a podcast, then that's perfect. then we're good. We're great.
Yeah, thanks, guy.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. And with our luck, he's the type of person that hates us but just continues to listen to us, so he'll be commenting about an insult he made to us. He'll be mad that we're talking about his insult to us. So we're wrapping up October. It's after Halloween, but we had a happy Halloween, I think.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And
did you watch Ash vs. Evil Dead yet?
No. I wanted to that night, and I was just exhausted. I passed the fuck out. Did you watch it?
No, it's on my DVR.
We got to watch that. I was thinking about making that kind of like our bonus episode.
Instead of recording this episode, they could just listen to us watching Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yes.
It's real time.
I would not be against that. It would just be a lot of like, meh. Okay, I like that. Oh, he looks good. He looks good.
I got kind of hyped because I listened to the Nerdist podcast and they had Bruce Campbell on it.
Oh, no way.
Did you hear it?
No, I haven't. Oh, my God. I got to watch.
He really doesn't talk about the show at all, and he just makes he does impressions for like an hour and a half. And not even of like famous people, just like people he's met on the street. Just does like different characters. And I was like, fuck, I need Bruce Campbell back in my life.
You saw his story about Macho Man?
Yeah.
Like,
Who posted that?
I don't know, but there's a story where you can look it up, but Bruce Campbell tells a story of having to listen to Macho Man have animalistic sex because they shared a dressing room for Spider-Man. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. But we are talking about The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
We watched Treehouse of Horror number 5 and number 20 or number 19. What did we watch?
It would help if I had that prepared.
Number 19.
Yeah.
Number
It's
19.
the Great Pumpkin one.
Yes. And so it's number 5 and number 19. Something interesting that I couldn't really find online. I noticed that, and I don't know if this was all of them, but on number 5, when it started, it didn't say Treehouse of Horror. It said Simpsons Halloween Special on like the title.
Huh.
Like it said it across like, I don't know, like cemetery gates.
I did not even pick up on that.
Yeah, it was weird. So I tried looking it up and it's not even like on the Wikipedia page. I'm surprised it wasn't like it was called the Simpson Halloween Special up until blank when they called it Treehouse of Horror.
Did you watch this year's?
I did not.
I also have that DVR. Like I said, I've been backwatches.
Yeah, it's crazy. So where do we start? Do you want to start at number 5? I think that's
let's do
fitting.
number 5. Yeah.
October 30th, 1994.
Yeah?
Holy moly. So I was 9, I think.
Yeah, it was 2.
I was 9. Season 6, which is probably when they're on all cylinders. I mean, I'm sure Simpsons fans say that they're on all cylinders at all times, but
No, season 1's pretty abysmal.
it's awful. And
I can't sit through it.
Yeah, season 2 is a little rough too.
Yeah, but season 2 has Bart the Daredevil,
That is true.
which makes everything great.
Yeah, that's true.
And that ambulance pulls away with Homer in it, and right into that tree, and the door's open.
I forgot. I just feel like season 6 is really this.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like every episode was
4
like
through
a
8 or-
classic,
yeah,
right? Like,
definitely.
there's not even like an episode where you're like, eh. You're like, oh, I'll watch that episode again. Like
all of them.
Yeah, they're just all. You can watch them on like infinite repeat.
Yeah.
Some interesting facts about this episode. They tried to put in as much blood and guts into the episode as they could. They say this is like one of the most violent episodes of The Simpsons ever. And this was because they got a ton of complaints from the United States Congress about the amount of violence in Simpsons, period. This was that weird era where people thought like Bart falling off. I think Bart the Daredevil caused like widespread.
I remember parents being furious
They were
at Itching Scratchy.
Which was insane because it was like
It's a parody
spoof.
of Tom
It's a
and
parody,
Jerry.
yeah.
It's poking fun at
Yeah, it's making fun of exactly what they're complaining about.
Exactly.
It's crazy. That I don't know. Also,
That's why The Simpsons is the greatest, because you make that complaint and they're just going to be like, fuck you, I'm going to do it in excess.
yeah, that's what they did, and people were not happy about it. I guess like at like the studio and stuff. And Merkin, the producer, whoever, writer. He was, David Merkin. I know it sounds like a
Pubic wig?
pubic wig or something that like, I'm not going to get into it. So that's it. Marge comes out and she warns us. She says, put the kids to bed. This is going to be pretty spooky. And then we are interrupted by Bart doing like an Outer Limits reference where it's the sound waves on the screen. And asking us to take our seats.
And Homer joins in.
Yeah. I haven't watched The Simpsons in forever up until this point. Years, literally years. I haven't watched a single episode. Not a rerun, not anything.
Really?
Yep. So this was a throwback. And at first, like in that scene with Homer and Bart arguing over the sound wave, I'm like, oh, okay. This is so corny. It's like cheesy. And then as soon as it starts, I was laughing so hard. Legitimately. Yeah. Like it changed like that. It was just like I was like, oh fuck, I gotta start watching this show again because it was so damn good. Like it just cracks me up. And we start out with our shinning. The shinning. Yeah.
Willie makes a comment about why you have to call it the shinning too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like just totally okay with just saying because of like lawsuits, right? It doesn't even mention that. He's like, I don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
So stupid.
It's a pretty spot on parody of The Shining, though.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And how they fit that into just a few minutes is pretty genius.
Yeah, because The Shining is like 4 hours long.
And there's so many scenes that you could do and that can move this. Like, it's really hard to like. I think people don't give enough credit to that, where it's like trying to take a 4-hour story and pick the things that actually move the story along. And tell a coherent story still.
No, you're absolutely right.
It's like, well, it's got to be like one of the hardest things, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
While hitting all the main points.
Right. And so, yeah, beer and cable were removed from the house.
I bet you somebody who's never seen The Shining just sat down and watched this like snippet from Treehouse of Horror would be able to summarize The Shining.
I mean, I did not see The Shining at that point. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. And like when I was watching The Shining, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's familiar.
That makes sense.
No, they did really well.
Yeah. And so there's no beer, no TV in the house, and that's what makes Homer turn into Jack Torrance. No beer, no TV, no beer make Homer go crazy written all over the walls.
I love the beginning when they're driving, but they keep forgetting stuff, and then they realize they forgot Grandpa.
Oh my
they
God.
just keep driving anyways.
Homer's so mad. He just keeps driving.
My dad may actually have done that.
I also really liked when Homer goes crazy and Marge is walking in and it's all dark and she sees the typewriter on the table and she reads it and it just says feeling fine on it. And she goes, feeling fine. Oh, that's good. And then the lightning flashes and you see the no food, no TV, no beer make Homer go crazy.
Yeah.
Scrawled across every wall in the house. And she goes, well, that's less encouraging. That was like, I died. I died at that scene. That was so fucking good. Feeling fine. Oh, well, that's good. Like, it's so ridiculous. And I'm saying, like, I was laughing so hard. Like, when Homer scares himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
I laughed so fucking hard. I had no business laughing that hard.
Just classic Homer Simpson.
I was dying laughing. Yeah. So stupid. Yeah. And he does the we also get the classic here's Johnny, but he does it like, well, I forget the reason why he kept doing it. Why was the reason he was doing it over and over? Was it different rooms? He was in the wrong rooms?
Yeah.
And then it was like, he says like, David Letterman. And Grandpa says, hi, David, I'm Grandpa. Which makes no sense because they left Grandpa at home. But ultimately, you know, that one's straightforward. It's just like The Shining. And they freeze outside watching TV.
He also says, I'm Mike Waller. Sorry.
Yeah. He goes, I'm Mike Waller. And he says, this is 60 Minutes, and we have like Andy Rooney. He like does the whole 60 Minutes intro. It's so stupid.
So funny.
But it ends. Homer gets his TV, and they just freeze outside, which literally makes no sense, but that's fine. And
I love having Willie the groundskeeper as what's his name, Scatman.
Yeah, he's so good, so good. I loved him in this entire thing. We'll get to that because Willie takes an axe to the back in this one. And we'll see that 2 other times tonight. Maybe more? 2 other times.
I also love how, of course, Mr. Burns and Smithers are the owners of the hotel. And Smithers says something like, last time you took away all the beer and cut the power, you know, there's a murder.
Yeah.
And Burns is like, I'll bet you a Diet Coke that it won't happen this time.
Yeah, it's so stupid. These characters are just classic.
Yeah.
These characters are just classic. The one thing I thought was really interesting, though, at the end of this that will go over like every kid's head going forward, portable TVs.
Wait, what?
Like Homer had that portable TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like kids are gonna be like, "What the fuck is that thing?"
Yeah.
Like what? Why doesn't he just have an iPhone?
Right.
Just watch your fucking iPhone, pal.
I know. And that was like state of the art.
That was like. I remember at a lacrosse jamboree that I was at. First of all, what kind of asshole dad brings a television to your kid's high school lacrosse game? But whatever, that's not for me to decide. But he had one, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. I was like, that's the greatest fucking thing. That guy's got TV. He's not even plugged in.
Yeah, I agree. Does your dad still listen?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be thrilled at that.
No, it wasn't my dad.
Oh.
No. It wasn't my dad. No, my dad actually watched. My dad probably said something about that guy. What kind of jerk does that? Watch your kid. No. My dad, that would out my dad for not having like a mini therapy session on the air.
Did you notice when Mo was the bartender, the ghost bartender, the horror icons that showed up?
Yes.
Pinhead,
that
Jason,
was so
Freddy.
good. And I feel like they do that so often.
Yeah,
and it's so nice. And like as a kid, as being the kid that liked horror movies, it was always like, I always felt like it was like a little, like, what's up? To us.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like it was like when you saw wrestling and something else, like done right, you felt like it was like, yeah, that one's for me.
For you.
That one's for fucking me. That's and yeah, that I always felt like that whenever they had a little reference or a throwback or a weird movie that they do, it always felt like a little nod to us. Matt Groening hadn't seen The Shining when he made this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What? How's that possible?
Not only had he not seen it, he said most of the references to the film were entirely lost on him. Totally didn't understand the sketch, but just went with it because he trusted the writers.
That's amazing.
Like, why wouldn't you just check it out?
Just watch it. 2 hours of your time.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make a Simpsons episode? Isn't it? It's like obscenely long, isn't it?
I mean, back then you're talking about. I mean, they were writing it so far in advance that he could have
easily sat down for 2 hours
and been like, "Wait, just give me 2 hours to make sure that these jokes work."
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, he had not seen it up until that point. The next sketch was called "Time and Punishment."
Yes.
I love this one.
I did too.
I love time travel.
I did too. I love the whole butterfly effect.
It's so
It's
good.
way better than the movie Butterfly Effect.
Oh yeah, it's 100% better. Yeah, give me the guy that does not listen to the butterfly effect rule. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see like the accidental cause. I want to see a guy stomping on a mosquito and then continuing to go back in time to try to correct it, only to make things so much worse.
So much worse. Yeah. I love how the changes are so small on some of them, but that's the wrong phrase. Like they look small, but they're so significant.
It's so
like
funny.
A really smart episode.
It really is. Yeah, it's really great. Love the beginning where Homer's like fighting with a toaster. He like gets his hand caught in the toaster and he's like screaming. Screaming and he's like screaming, get it off. He finally gets it off and he's just laying there. You don't see his hand though. And he's like, oh. And Lisa just screams, Dad, it's in there again. For no reason, the toaster's back on his hand. This is so goddamn funny. Oh my gosh.
Stupid Homer moments are my favorite ever. Like when, like there's an episode, I know it's nothing to do with the Treehouse of Horror, but like getting his hand stuck in the toaster reminds me of when Rod and Todd were swearing and Ned Flanders is trying to find out what the cause of, like where they're learning those words from, and it like shoots over to Homer's house. He's trying to build something, and he has like wood nailed to his back, and he's flailing his arms cussing. And that's where Rod and Todd were learning it from.
Yeah, this is a great episode. I mean, not much to discuss here. He goes back in time.
A Ray Bradbury story, A Sound of Thunder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so he keeps going back and trying to adjust it, and it never really works out. But he takes the final one where they're basically lizard people. He says close enough, which he's right. He took the right one, although
there's one where Ned was the supreme leader.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know how I could forget about that. That's like the main thing. Yeah, Ned's the supreme leader, and he makes everyone be like Nedites, essentially. Why did they not
Nedites.
use that?
Oh man, that's gold.
Jesus Christ. Somebody write me a check. Holy shit.
Yeah, next Treehouse of Horror should be Evil Dead 3.
Yes. Oh, how do I get in touch with
Nedites.
somebody?
Oh.
They'll be like, kid, shut the fuck up.
They're gonna be like,
you don't think we've ever thought about that? Oh, yeah, or that. Hey, kid, have you watched any episodes? I'll be like, oh, actually, no. I stopped watching like after this one. So, sorry.
Willie takes an axe to the back in this one, too.
Again, I'm starting to notice a trend.
Yeah,
from Maggie. And there's a weird line in this, and I wrote it down, and then I found out some information about this same line. There's a line in it where Homer says, I'm the only non-Brazilian person to travel backwards through time. Non-Brazilian person to travel backwards through time. So I was like, that's a weird reference because I have no idea what they're talking about.
Did you look it up?
I was like, is it Time Cop maybe? Like that was the only thing I could think of in that time span. Like, I don't know what Jean-Claude Van Damme is.
He's definitely not Brazilian.
Well, there goes that theory. So here's what I found. The first time Homer travels back in time, he was originally supposed to state, I'm the first non-fictional character to travel backwards through time. The line was later changed from non-fictional to non-Brazilian. Groening was confused as to the reason for the change since he liked the original so much. In fact, he did not even understand what the new line meant.
Wait, so there's no explanation?
No! And I really feel like Matt Groening does not have control over his staff. This is really seems out of control.
Was Conan O'Brien still part of the writing team?
I don't know. Maybe.
I know he was for like 2 and 3.
I wonder if we should like tweet him about that. He's probably got some weird, crazy reference. But like, I love that Matt Groening is just like, I don't understand that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he fails to ask somebody. He's just like, meh.
Yeah, it's good enough. I'll keep it in there.
These idiots will laugh no matter what. It's all just a social experiment to see how stupid we are. I actually did have way more notes on this. I was like, oh man, my notes were nothing on this, but yeah, I had a lot. Oh, the other good one was when he finds out there's no donuts. It's the perfect life.
Yeah.
And he leaves because there's no donuts.
There's no donuts, but it's raining. It's raining donuts.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's raining. And then donuts are pouring outside. Fucking. Don't you think you would just take a moment to, like, episodes like this just give me anxiety. Like, they just give me such bad anxiety. Like, you'd think maybe you'd sit that one out. Maybe you could teach people to make donuts.
Not Homer.
Well, I guess that's true. They also make a TGIF reference, which was great.
What did they say?
I don't know. And that's it for that one. That's that. Our final one before we hear.
What?
I said our final one before.
What was that song?
Before we hear that, that's the one they play at the end.
The song?
Yeah, when in the theater.
Oh.
Nightmare Cafeteria. Our final one, and this was the one where the gore really comes into play.
This one's great.
This one is horrifying and genius. And probably the reason why I stuck through a lot of other Treehouse of Horrors that maybe weren't so good, because this one is a real horror vibe to all of these, actually. I mean, besides the time travel one, but that's still.
Was it a spoof on Soylent Green? I mean,
it had to be, yeah.
Influenced by it. Have you ever seen Parents with Randy Quaid?
No. I know the cover, though, where the mom's head is in the pasta. Or did I watch it?
I don't remember the cover. Oh. I just remember it's about pretty much this episode. Mm-hmm. The kids' parents eat people.
Yeah.
Cook them up.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for parents.
I think, actually, we had a discussion about this on our Facebook page where we were talking about the episode where Bart has that conjoined twin that lives in the attic.
Yeah, Hugo.
And we had a discussion about whether it was a reference to Basket Case or not. I feel like these episodes, you could be like, one person could be like, oh yeah, that's a reference to that. And somebody could be like, no, it's a reference to this movie.
Yeah.
Like easily. It's just such a meld. And
yeah, definitely.
It's really genius to do that, because then they don't have to give them credit. But they're using just enough to make you get that vibe or feeling, except The Shining, which is just shot for shot for that movie. But yeah, Nightmare Cafeteria, there's plenty of movies that are like it. Basically, you got a detention that's too filled, too overcrowded. They got to come up with a solution. So naturally, Principal Skinner decides to cook and eat the children.
Yeah.
gruesome.
It's a great concept.
So crazy. And I love it. One of my favorite scenes in this actually is when Skinner's like going through the lunch line, basically just pinching the kids to see which ones he's going to eat. Yeah. And I love how morbidly obese all the teachers are getting just from eating kids.
I love the names of the food that they have at the cafeteria for the kids.
Yeah, they name it after every kid. What? How is this even like? This is so ridiculous.
Sloppy Jimbo.
Skinner's puns are so bad. You might say we ate Ooter, and he's in our stomachs right now.
Yeah, he got a gut feeling.
Yeah. We see Principal Krabappel reading The Joy of Cooking Millhouse.
Mrs. Krabappel?
Yeah. What did I say?
Principal Krabappel.
Oh, yeah. Oops. The Joys of Cooking Millhouse.
Like that would be a book published.
Right? Like, you know what else I found interesting? Principal Skinner makes a free range joke. He's like, oh, those are the free range kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, was free range even a thing in 94? But that was probably like an LA thing because I had no idea about it. It was like hip LA stuff. And now the end. They wrap up that episode. They're backing the kids up. They fall into a blender. Turns out it's just a dream. Just a dream Lisa has. Homer comes in. He says, there's nothing to be afraid of except that fog that turns people inside out. As that happens, Fogg sneaks inside, and the whole family literally turns inside out. Yeah. It is so fucking gross. It is so disgusting. And they start singing that one singular sensation from Chorus Line.
Chorus Line, yeah.
It's so hilarious. And then they end it with Happy Halloween.
Well, they end it with Santa's Little Helper.
Oh, my God.
Devouring parts.
So gross. So gross. They actually, I read that the reason they added the Chorus Line song to the end was just to lighten the mood a little bit because it was so gruesome they didn't want to like scare everyone. So they added them singing, which honestly makes it more terrifying.
Yeah.
So much scarier than if they were like, oh, we're dead.
It's a great Treehouse of Horror episode.
It's so good. It's probably the bar. That might be, I don't know. Well, as we go on through the years, we will.
I thought number one was pretty high bar to set.
Which one was one?
One had the Raven, where Bart is the Raven. Homer literally recites the entire poem, and also has the Bad Dream House, where they all want to kill each other.
Bad Dream House is awesome.
Yes.
Raven, so.
I love the Raven one.
Ugh. And what else is on that one? Anything else?
I can't. There's one more. I can't think of what the second one was.
There's another good one. I do love the one where Bart's in the attic. Bart's twin is in the attic. I really love that one.
There's one where all the statues come alive, like the Lard Lad.
Oh yeah, that one's cool. There's to rank each one of those segments would be really cool.
How would you rank this episode's segments?
Just out of these three?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think Shining won. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. Because I think the order in which they were in.
Really?
I do. I always thought I liked Nightmare Cafeteria the most, but thinking about it now, those first two are just really good.
They are. I think I put Nightmare first, though.
Yeah, Nightmare Cafeteria.
Then Shining.
It is really good.
And, the time travel.
Yeah. The time travel one is just a classic.
It's great. I like the other two better, though.
And then do.
Shh. The fucking noise.
Treehouse of Horror number 19.
Yeah.
Season 20. We are going. My idea of this was every year we'll do an old one and a new one, newer one. So season number 19, season 20,
2008.
4 years after I graduated high school, and I was absolutely not watching this. Just probably getting drunk.
Yeah, I was supposed to be 1 year out of college, but I was still in college because I was getting drunk.
Probably because I was with you. Yeah. Going to Slayer and being drunk.
Yeah.
And singing song parodies that are not funny to anyone but us. screaming song parodies that are not funny to anyone else in the middle of parties in bars. To somebody, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it.
I hope that's what my wedding turns into.
Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum. Oh, inside jokes on a podcast, guys. That's how you get listeners. That's how you get listeners. Secret of the trade. You just talk about shit no one cares about or knows about, and hope they like it. We tell you what you like. All right, guys. Don't get so needy. This one starts out already. I don't like it
because it's the presidential election with McCain and
Come
Obama.
on.
Yeah.
I was already soured at that point. Luckily, it kind of picks me up a little bit, but not for a little while. But it starts out with this like election day 08 beginning. Not a spooky beginning. No nothing.
Yeah.
A fucking shit. It was so bad.
And Homer can't vote for Obama. He just keeps voting for McCain.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know.
He goes, this doesn't happen in America. Maybe Ohio, but not America.
I didn't like it either.
Leave the politics out. This is like the one episode where you don't need to do that.
Exactly. I didn't like it either.
You can shove that in any other episode, literally. You can literally cram
Exactly, because it's not spooky. It could just be a shitty like voting ballot.
Right, right. God.
Like it would actually probably be funnier not in the Treehouse of
Yes,
Horror.
absolutely. It like you're I can't even imagine if I watched that live and I was like, okay, let's get in the mood. Treehouse of Horror, let's get... And it starts out with a shitty politic joke. I'd be like, all right, I'm out of here.
Because there's arguably nothing I care less about than politics.
Oh, 100%. There is absolutely nothing I care less about.
Yeah. I think they're all assholes.
Look at my Wikipedia history. I will read just about anything except politics and news about politics. Fuck that.
Yeah. I'm with you.
As we say this the day after election day.
Oh, yeah.
Classic. Don't vote. Don't rock the vote.
Dude, Puff Daddy's camp... The slogan "Vote or Die" is still to this day the most extreme thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is the dumbest thing.
You only have two choices: vote or fucking die.
I can't believe people attached themselves to that.
It's so funny
and thought that was okay. Or what? That is such a stupid thing to say.
Vote or die.
Vote or die. Vote or die. And people were okay with that.
I'm sure that's what our forefathers envisioned.
Dude, that's like the exact opposite of what George Washington wanted to hear. George Washington was all about like, listen, do whatever you want. That's why we're here. Vote, don't vote. It's your choice. And Puff Daddy comes out and tells you to vote or he's going to kill you. Or he's going to fucking murder you. Like he did to that coach at USC.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that already.
That guy didn't vote. Puff Daddy found out that guy didn't vote and hit him in the head with a fucking kettleball. Yeah.
That's why Shine shot up the bar for Puff Daddy.
Wait, what if that was all violence in rap music? Was actually just about voting. We had it all wrong.
Shine found out there were some unregistered voters on the side of the bar.
Yeah. Poor Tupac. Poor Tupac registered independent. They were like, that fucks everything up. You fucking idiot. Can't vote in the primaries when you do that. Stupid asshole. By the way, those politic jokes, people are probably like, that makes no sense. These people don't know what they're talking about.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't. And the fact is we don't. We're trying to make politic jokes about something we have nothing. All right. Untitled robot parody. I already hate it.
Yeah, because it's a spoof on Transformers. But the shitty Transformers. Not even the cool 80s ones.
No.
I didn't like it either.
Bart's looking for a gift for Lisa. He finds this car that is manipulating itself to fit whatever Bart wants. He gives it to Lisa. She says, I don't know how you can top last year, a box of your burps, which was a good line. The car transforms and incinerates the tree topper.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one good thing in this. So after this toy comes in, apparently all of the electronics come to life.
We shoot them with laser beams to make them come to life.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that explains that, but not really, because then they go, "Where's sex toy?"
Well, we shot that off screen.
Oh,
you don't see any hits.
Oh, well, good for them. That's continuity. They say, "Where's sex toy? Where have you been?"
That's my favorite part of that.
That was the best part. I was like, that was clever. Very clever.
But do you remember since I didn't like this episode, I just want to talk about when the Christmas tree, and there's an episode where the Christmas tree gets like rolled up and lit on fire, and Homer's sobbing, and through his sobs, he just says, "Do we still have to go to church?"
Which was me like every Christmas. Every Christmas. Yeah, this one sucks. The machines are just fighting each other. There's a scene where a nacho machine is crying cheese, which I guess is humorous.
Yeah.
A plane gets kicked in the nuts and vomits people. It's pretty clever-ish.
Yeah, I mean, they're having a war. Their alien war on Earth. Marge gives her typical Marge do-good speech. And the robots unite with each other, listen to Marge.
Enslave us.
And they enslave us, and they make all the Simpsons and
could you imagine if we got enslaved?
Put them in the foosballs.
Oh,
foosball players.
Dude, that was the worst joke and the worst ending. Oh man, I forgot how disappointed I was.
I will agree with you because in 2008 nobody gave a shit about foosball.
Is it a thing now?
No, I'm saying maybe years before.
Oh yeah. I mean, I do love playing foosball, but no one else. It's not a joke. It's just not a joke. It's not topical. It's nothing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't like that one.
It was terrible. Terrible. And let's see. What do we have next? How to get ahead in deadvertising. What do you think about this one?
I was actually shocked. Like, I know it was 2008, but I guess my whole time frame was kind of warped because I was surprised that Mad Men was big enough then for them to do a spoof.
Yeah, you're right. I would never have thought of that.
Yeah.
I never caught on to that show, though. And I mean, my wife just watched it all last year, so that was the first time I watched it. But yeah, it's a Mad Men ripoff.
Again, I didn't really hate this one. I just didn't really care about it.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing. Like Homer kills Krusty. So ad men come in and basically say, you know, we want to kill celebrities so we can use them in ads and not pay them.
Right.
So Homer just starts killing people.
Yeah, he kills George Clooney, Prince, Neil Armstrong.
Is that who that was supposed to be?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out who that was. It was just a spaceman.
I do like, I can't think of the guy's name. He's an old-timey actor. But he shows up and he tells Wiggum that he's a ripoff of him. Yeah, see?
Oh, yeah. I don't know that actor's name.
I can't think of his fucking name.
Yeah. But then this episode loses me because like we go to heaven and like everyone's like all the ghosts are mad.
Yeah, and Abe Lincoln's talking about making out with George Washington.
Yeah, that's weird. And then they come, I don't even understand it. They come down, but I also did love Rip Taylor, you're not even dead yet.
Yeah.
That was good.
I know nothing about Rip Taylor, except that every time I've ever seen him, he's just being obnoxious and throwing confetti everywhere.
And I laugh so hard.
Yeah, dude,
I love him. Like I don't know
funny?
anything about him, but I'm like kind of in love with him. I'm so in love.
It's arguably less funny than when Gallagher's smashing watermelons. Because all he's doing is throwing confetti.
Yeah. Gallagher. I was like obsessed with Gallagher when I was in like elementary school.
So was
I thought he was like the funniest guy.
I thought he was so funny. Smashing watermelons.
I was like, this guy's a genius comic. Meanwhile, every other comic was like, fuck Gallagher, probably. Piece of shit, dumb asshole, smashing watermelons. Got high and did that one time and made a career out of it. But yeah, these ghosts come down. I really don't even understand this episode, frankly. Do you?
No, because they talk about true religion and
it's a mix between voodoo and Methodist.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And that's the end.
Yeah, didn't care about that one.
Luckily, it's the Grand Pumpkin Millhouse to save the day.
Love
because
this one.
This is so fucking good.
I think this is one of the all-time greats that they did.
I agree, and I think the Simpsons know that because I watched actually some of the more recent ones. I was watching them backwards for some reason. in order backwards. And at the beginnings, now in the more recent ones, they do a lot of them where they're showing clips of, they're showing clips from previous years. In a couple of the intros, they're showing like previous things. And there's Great Pumpkins in all of them. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I haven't watched it yet. And so clearly this is like one of the few more recent classics, because every other clip I could recognize. It was all from older stuff, except this Grand Pumpkin, which that was like the only new one that they considered like.
I think it's great.
It's awesome. So this is basically just a ripoff of Peanuts. It's a Great Pumpkin.
Yeah. Everyone's the characters from Peanuts.
Yep. Homer as Snoopy, sleeping on the house. But the Grand Pumpkin visits the pumpkin patches and gives candy to all the kids who believe.
Of course, Milhouse is the only one that believes.
Right. He's the Linus, and he's going to wait in that patch for the Grand Pumpkin. Lisa decides to stay with him. You hear Milhouse go, "He's here, he's here." And Lisa looks and he says, "Oh no, I'm just practicing."
I'm just practicing what I was saying when he's here.
So stupid. Yeah,
Lisa, the dance scene was spot on. The animation that they did, it was the same as Charlie Brown.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was so genius. There's a party going on which Lisa goes to. Milhouse starts crying, and his tears create the Grand Pumpkin. Great scene.
I love how the pumpkin talks.
So
his voice made me laugh. It's so unexpected.
Funny. It's so funny. And when he's like, Milhouse gives him pumpkin bread. Ooh, great. Pumpkin or bread made for pumpkins. He starts eating it only to find out that it was
that might be the most shocked I've been hearing a voice, because I did not expect it to sound like that since the Toxic Avenger, when he's like, "Well, I'm sorry."
Oh yeah, and it was just like white accountant talking. Dude. It's so funny you bring that up. I mean, we're going to talk about trauma here right after this episode, but that is so funny. That is truly one of the weirdest voices.
Because when you see Toxic, you think he's going to be like,
yeah.
His face all deformed. He's like, he's like the most proper guy.
I don't know if they ever changed his voice, but I remember I hadn't seen the Toxic Avenger in a while, and I bought 3. This was like in high school at some point. I put 3, and I'd totally forgotten what he sounded like or anything. I put 3 in, and I was like, what the fuck? Because he's like, I know it starts out with like the video store scene, which is incredible, but it's breathtaking. Fucking putting a guy's hand in a VCR rewind machine, and we are supposed to believe it literally rips every finger off his body and turns it into juice. But besides that, he goes home to his blind wife, and his voice is just so insane. And when he fights, that's why it's also startling in 3 particularly, because when he fights, he is like it's the most over the top noises, grunts. Just he's like throwing guys around. Then he goes home to his wife and he's like, "Hey, honey, how was your day?"
I can't wait to do Toxic.
It's gonna be so good. But that is hilarious. But yeah, this pumpkin's voice is equally.
Yeah,
it's just a chill guy.
What?
So Milhouse makes him eat his own people, and he's absolutely horrified by it. He goes to the dance where people are carving jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah.
The pumpkin seeds.
Oh yeah, they're eating pumpkins.
Feast on the unborn.
It's so genius. Yeah, you roast the unborn. There's another great line. Why was he accused of being a racist?
Oh.
And he goes, "All pumpkins are racist. The difference is I admit it." It was so... Oh, because the yellow pumpkins.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, you could carve the yellow pumpkins." That was so funny.
Yeah.
All pumpkins are racist. The difference is I admit it. So funny. They decide that the only way to fight back with this pumpkin, who is now just eating people, is to get Tom the turkey.
It's basically a huge gobbledygook.
So, yeah, and he blows up the pumpkin's head with a cornucopia. Makes no ridiculous. Oh, and the pumpkin's dying words: "Pumpkin segregation forever."
Yeah.
How did we get to just this racist pumpkin? Like, honestly, this seems... I know Conan was not writing for the show at this point, but it seems like a Conan O'Brien episode. Like, this plays like a Conan skit on his show. Like, but pumpkins... How did we...
It just goes from one extreme to another.
It just escalated so fast. Like, we have this pumpkin that is devastated that we carve and eat pumpkins, and then it turns into a racist pumpkin that hates yellow pumpkins. It's so funny. Pumpkin segregation forever. As he dies.
And then Tom Turkey finds out what we do on Thanksgiving. And then he just picks up where the pumpkin left off.
Yeah, exactly. I also did like after the pumpkin's head exploded, everyone he ate was just intact in his head.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. They were just completely fine.
They probably could have crawled out.
Yeah. I did love the end, though. Marge saying, "For those of you that think we trampled on a beloved classic, we encourage you to write to the following address." And she does the teacher voice from Peanuts.
From Charlie Brown. Yeah. That was great. That was one of the best.
So good. Great ending. And the only thing that really made that episode tolerable.
Yeah.
Though the other two were pretty abysmal.
It was worth the wait.
They got in trouble with a gay rights group in this one.
Why?
Nelson calls somebody gay.
Does he?
Yeah, and I've actually found it really strange. It was so unnecessary. He says something to Milhouse, and he's like, "You're gay." It's just like out of nowhere.
Huh. In 2008, that is kind of...
It's
especially
really
for the
strange.
Simpsons.
Yeah, it's super strange. And yeah, maybe it
is unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary, but I truly believe that I think they were just trying to
emulate like Schoolyard Kids.
Or no, I think they were trying to juxtapose, like, because it was at the very beginning where they were setting up like, oh, we're the Peanuts. And then to show the Peanuts in 2008 where kids are saying shit like, "You're gay."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like back in Peanuts time, they would be like, "What? What?" You can't say that. You can only say blockhead. But I think that was their intention. I don't know. But they got in a bunch of trouble for that. But while I was watching it, I was like, that's really weird. Like, I didn't write anything down, but I was just like, that was kind of uncalled for.
Yeah, it is.
To call Milhouse gay. Yeah. But they got in trouble for that. But that was the only cool fact I could find about this one. That's it. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah.
November
3rd?
Yeah. November 3rd. Happy Halloween. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you all for your lists. Those were absolutely awesome. We had a lot of fun reading those.
Yeah. And thank you those that were keeping track on Letterboxd. I'm actually really enjoying reading some of the listeners' reviews as they watch the movies.
I am too. It's actually really interesting. It's interesting how different all of our takes are. For the most part, we're all pretty similar, but there's obviously some ones. But it just goes to show you, like, for instance, The Final Girls, which a bunch of us watched, and more recently, Jack. He's on Jack.
Jack Dracula?
Jack, maybe not him. Another one. No, maybe Jack Dracula. I forget. But he reviewed a Troma movie.
That's him.
That's him?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
Elliot, I believe.
Yeah. But what's that called? What's that movie called? Do you remember? Return to Nukem High.
Okay.
The new one. Part 1 or whatever. I don't know. They're kind of confusing. The one that got into the museum. Got into the MoMA. So that was... He reviewed that. And he loved it. He thought it was like absolutely awesome. And The Final Girls, it was like kind of split. Like a couple of us really liked it, a couple of us didn't. But it just goes to show you, like, I feel like I would love, like, I didn't really like Return to Nukem High, but I feel like I would love it. Like, I bet you if you and me turned it on right now, I'd be like, I love this movie because I'm watching it with you, and it just makes me.
Did settings, like,
100%.
an atmosphere.
And mood, like if you're like just having a shit day, like
exactly,
you can't watch a Troma
or if
movie.
you go, even if I went to the movies and watched like The Godfather, and somebody behind me was like talking and kicking it, I'd be like, oh, "Fuck this movie! I never want to watch it again." Yeah, fuck this.
Yeah, I agree. And like I kind of feel like that with The Final Girl. Like I feel like if you guys watched that with us, it would kind of be similar. Like it would just be like, "Oh yeah, like Sean's laughing, like that makes me laugh a little bit."
For sure,
you know what I mean? It's just funny like that. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. But it's interesting to see that, and yeah, we appreciate all you guys writing in and doing all that with us. So, before we wrap things up, let's talk November.
Yeah, we got some big things planned.
Guys, we are going to be doing trauma movies all November. Unfortunately, it's only going to be 3, roughly, because this one is in November.
Yeah.
I think we only have 3 episodes. Maybe we'll extend it to a 4th. Maybe we can extend it into December. I mean, that's fucking... Your Halloween episode is right now, so we'll just keep doing this until we finally catch up. Although we have so much to do. Oh, my God.
I'll record on the wedding day.
Holy crap.
We'll just do a live cast from the wedding.
Yeah, we got to schedule that. Yeah, we probably should. No, we shouldn't. Tina would kill you. Oh my God. She would be so mad. And rightfully so. That would just be preposterous. Recording a podcast at your wedding.
Time to cut the cake and they can't find us. We're just in the side room talking
Can you guys
movies.
just like move a little bit? Like just step away from the mic. Step away from the mic for a minute? Okay, cool. All right. Now you cut the cake. Joe, tell us what it's like. Joe, make some funny jokes. Oh God. People would be like, boo. But we're doing all trauma November. Trovember, as one of our listeners dubbed it.
Yeah.
Is that Elliot?
I believe it was.
Elliot, props to that, man. This was actually a plan we had in place.
We did. We talked about it, and then Elliot kind of gave us the push to be like, yeah, let's do it.
For sure, yeah. And cool thing, I probably shouldn't announce it because it could probably fall through at any moment. But we got in touch with Lloyd Kaufman. He won't be able to make the first 2 episodes, but he will be participating in some way on the final 2 episodes.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be so good. My original plan, actually, when I reached out to him was we were going to pick 4 trauma movies, and I wanted him to just break down each one. Like, whether it was just a sentence explaining what he thought about it, or if he wanted to elaborate and tell a story about it, whatever he wanted. But I just wanted him to talk about that movie just for like a minute before we talked about it. And that's still probably going to be my goal. And we could just roll back the other 2 and play them in our 3rd one so you guys can hear it. And hopefully that works out. I'd like to feature Lloyd a lot more on the show. I think like I told Joe, I want him to be the Danny DeVito to our It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Just this dude that hangs around with us sometimes. Just likes the cut of our jib. So he helps us out. Does us a solid.
Yeah, I'm super excited to work with him.
Yeah.
Just interviewing him that one time was like one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah, and not to toot our own horn, but I think he liked us. I'm going to say it. I'm going to sound like a fanboy, but I really do think he genuinely enjoyed us. I mean, we didn't ask him the typical questions. My goal is also to get him to give us his top movies of 2015. And fun fact, they're all going to be trauma movies.
or making of.
Or making of. And I can't wait. I'll laugh so hard.
Yeah.
And he'll play along if I'm like, so no Crimson Peak, no. He'll be like, no. No, it's, yeah. That's wishy-washy.
Tell some ridiculous story about it. Yeah. Taking a bath with the director.
That you can't tell whether it's fictional or not.
I still don't know.
I don't know what of that interview.
He may have taken a bath with George Bush.
He might have. If anyone did, it was him. It was definitely him. So that's something to look forward to in November. Joe gets married. Then we have December.
We should do some Christmas themed.
Dude, it's like we have no time. Like sometimes when I think about the podcast, I get all these ideas. And I'm like, I hope we're gonna have like ideas, like in the future. And the fact is, you can't even fit all these ideas.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's so crazy. Like I do want to do Christmas ones. I mean, we'll probably have to talk about Krampus, but we can probably save that for our new. So let's see, our anniversary is December 31st.
Is it?
December 30th, maybe December 29th. It's our first episode, one of those days. It was prior to the new year. But it was just like it was all through the house, Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Which was a simulcast with Guys Like Us Don't Die on Toilets. Don't even talk about that. the point is, so December will be our awards show, the Stannies, which I'm kind of thinking we should probably just do in a Chili's.
Wait, why are we calling it the Stannies?
So, because of it's so funny because we did discuss this.
On the podcast?
No. Outside of it. And I was like, I've got this idea.
Look, I remember. I just don't.
Oh, okay. And it's because of that episode where you said you were a stan.
Oh, Stan. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you were a stan for Stephen King. Really, it should be named after Stephen King, probably. But the
Stannies, I like it.
I like Stannies. But our award will be a Stephen King.
Like a bobblehead?
Yeah. That's our award. Or a picture of us dressed as Stephen King.
Dude, are we sure we didn't talk about this on the podcast?
We talked about dressing up as Stephen King.
No, I mean like doing this award show.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe we did.
We probably did.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it again.
Ripple
if we
diarrhea.
did. Can we please run out like Applebee's or Chili's?
Oh, yeah. You did bring that up last week.
It dresses them? It dresses Stephen King?
Yes. We will. I say we go to... We get Chili's, like The Office, like you brought up, which is like the funniest thing ever. There's... we have a new follower of ours. Her name is Casey Cotter. You can find her at Casey Cotter on Twitter. She's really funny. And she sent me like a picture of Pam from that Office episode holding up the Dundee and saying, I forgot what she said. It was like, I can feel God's presence in this chili tonight, in this Chili's tonight. And I was like, we have to do this now. Like, we need to get a group of people together so we don't look like psychopaths. Really. I mean, I really don't want anyone there, but so we don't look like crazy people talking to microphones and giving awards to no one.
We'll invite our listeners, but not offer to pay for any hotel or transportation.
Oh,
fare.
No.
Just drive up and come to this Chili's in Connecticut.
That's on you guys. I mean, I'll meet you maybe Western Connecticut. I'm not going far though, gang. Sorry. But we should. I mean, if you want to come to Connecticut, sure, come to the Chili's in Wallingford, Connecticut. Look it up. We'll be there. But
the one by the Home Depot.
I can't wait till people take us up on this. Yeah, by Home Depot. It's by a Home Depot.
Sure, nobody's gonna take us up on this.
I will buy a blooming onion for the table. Only one though, so don't overbook it. No, but I really do want to do like kind of like an award show. I'd like to have some people there. I'd like to do it at a Chili's just because the atmosphere would be so weird. I'd like to hear our waiter come over and be like, so
you guys need to leave.
You guys leaving anytime soon? We've been recording this thing for like 3 hours. He said it would be quick.
Might actually be funnier if it was just the two of us.
It would be. Oh my god, this is so stupid. So we're gonna do December. We got November, December. We're gonna do probably a Christmas thing. We got the Stannies, which I still don't know the concept yet.
Can we do Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Done.
You've seen the Garbage Day scene, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie though.
It's abysmal. Actually, if I remember correctly,
Garbage Day.
If I remember correctly, 90% of it is actual clips from Part 1 because he's like having flashbacks.
That's what I heard. I remember that. Maybe you told me that. You were like,
and it might not actually be true, but that's what I remember.
You're like, it's Part 1, and then there's like 3 scenes that finish the movie. They're like the whole movie's like, hey, remember that time?
He's like talking to someone in a jail cell, and it's just like flashbacks, but it's actually clips from the other movie.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
And it's played by a different guy.
Well, so we'll do the Stannies in December. Should be good. My idea for it, guys, let us know if you have any ideas for the Stannies. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Maybe we'll give all of our listeners awards, like at the Dundies. Busiest beavers, whitest shoes.
Biggest ghost fan. Ghost is Spooked.
Spooked is the biggest ghost fan. Although Evil Dana is a pretty hardcore ghost fan.
A lot of our listeners are.
Yeah. I'd never heard of him.
Really?
I'd never heard of him until Tumblr.
Wow.
Until I got on the Tumblr. Yeah. So I'm thinking the Stannies are going to be like awards to like the movies we watched. Anything we talked about that year is eligible for an award.
Yeah, we have some planning to do.
Yeah, that neither of us have time for. So get ready for a really half-assed award show, if it even happens. Like just like that time we did the horror short special.
Oh yeah,
Never happened. Asked everyone for their input, took it, and did nothing with it. So, but that's gonna come. We'll do it. It's crazy. It's just this month, like September through January. It's just every month's a gimmick.
yeah, it's flown by.
It's crazy. It's a gimmick. There's holidays, so you got to pay homage.
Yeah.
Is Thanksgiving a Troma movie? I think they distribute it.
Maybe they distribute it.
So we got to do that. I know.
Damn it.
I think it counts. We'll figure out a way.
I'm watching it regardless. Put it on right after this. We finish recording.
So that's it, guys. Remember, I don't know if I've been saying my final spiel correctly, but anymore, I don't even know if I say it anymore. I think I just whatever. Remember to rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. We want to thank Harley Poe for allowing us to use the song Gorehound off the album Pagan Holiday. He's got a new album out, so check that out. HarleyPoe.com or Facebook.com/HarleyPoe. Like I said, rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. We're also on Stitcher. I forget to plug that. So if you're an Android or if you're an iPhone user and you like Stitcher, use that. I love that Bill Simmons was like, oh yeah, we're finally on Stitcher. Bitch, I got on that like day one. Like, it doesn't take anything. Just put it up. Put a link in it. Whatever. What else is there to plug? Anything? Oh, our how to reach us. IHateHorror.com, Facebook.com/IHateHorror, which is an awesome place. Come stop by. Super ultra. I don't want to say chill because that is a stupid thing to say.
It's a friendly environment.
Very friendly environment. Very open.
Those that post often,
you can admit that you've never seen a classic, and no one will give a shit, really.
Yeah, there's only going to be one guy who's going to be like, "This is why every podcast ever sucks."
Yeah, that was like the only thing, and but everyone else is really cool, and you won't catch shit for liking Paranormal Activity.
Anything. Yeah.
You might catch a little shit for Paranormal Activity from Joe, but not from me. Not from me. I got your back, kid. Me and my PA crew.
Shit, fuck.
Me and the PA posse. We're going to the ghost dimension, bitch. I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/IHateHorrorShow.
I'm at JoeV421.
And that's it. IHateHorror.com. You can find all of our social media links there. And that's a wrap, man. Thank you all so much for listening. We seriously appreciate it. The reviews on iTunes, you guys are freaking awesome.
Yeah, you guys are great.
You guys are freaking awesome. Oh, and remember, write a review, and we haven't said it in a while. Write a review and send us a email, Sean@IHateHorror, and we will send you a sticker for free.
Yeah.
It's that easy. And everyone loves them. So, do it. For Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.